We carried the pain of those who came before us. This retreat changed everything. Felt guilty towards absolutely strangers. Welcome to my channel. Today I will take you for a walk and we will talk about my latest retreat, Ancestral healing. The last time when I uploaded some videos, a lot of people didn't understand what was going on. So I want to make sure that everybody this time will get it, everything what was going on the practice.
This is a person, right? And he has his physical level, mental level, and ancestral level. But here on the physical level, it is what he forms within himself. From how he was born, what he forms within himself, by observing the life of his parents, observing his own, what beliefs he forms within himself, and what programs or blocks live within him here. There he has the mental level, from his mother and father. And what does he do? Mother and father also, yes, there are some beliefs programs here. Then there are also ancestral levels here. Programs, dishes exist. Next, we have the universal level, karmic, then universal. In general to other incarnations than other civilizations. Where we live, in general, other civilizations. And everywhere we have these kinds of things. And these blocks, for example, if there's a problem I can't conceive, it cuts through all of them, and each has several blocks. We not only acknowledged we entered the trauma, healing of that trauma occurred there, yes. And accordingly, this block dissolved.
We came in a closed space, closed in the sense that it's not a house and on our group there are up to 10 people there. Each has their own room and 4 days we are all together. We do certain meditation practice and raise our energy, and so that energy is spent further and better because it's spiritually. And we exclude protein and meat, fish. We eat only vegetarian food. We also have a chef who cooks for us 3 times a day. It's very convenient because we deal only with our emotional state and not we are distracted by something else. Usually in the beginning of any retreat, we are getting in the process and we are just opening our fields, our energy fields, and getting the process, which one we're going to face. And we are having a little lecture about what is going to face us on the retreat. And this retreat, it's about the ancestors healing. And you have no idea what I face there. It's a belief that we are influenced by 7 generations, and generation cycle is updating after 7 generations. Sometimes you encounter the fact that the problem repeats itself again and again, and actually this comes from your generation, from your own blood. In addition, if the problem is not solved for a long time, it intensifies. If some task has not been implemented for a long time on some stream, it can hit very hard for the person to take on this role, hierarchy on any system.
The law of the people. We study them to understand how we live in general, where we violate, where we are in our rightful places. The first law, the law of the frame. In the family system, the one who came into it earlier is more important. And we all hear this here. Respect and you will become. But that's not true, right? Of course, many are already here. This law in its own way. To respect further does not mean to be submissive and listen and do what is heard. Here I also mark it, then wants as he likes a welding for his own. In the actual law, I read that the one who came earlier is more important, and our tasks are to respect, further as they came. And if older they say something about it, we respectfully accept what is not said. If we do not agree with this, we do not act that way, but we continue to respect. We do not try to prove the opposite. That is, we accept. I respect what you say. Yes, Mom. I respect what you say. I respect this opinion. I accept it. But I want to do it my way. And they start this yes to say, to prove something. In this way, we violate the law, violate the hierarchy. We cannot discuss this with our elders. And we will probably be in for a good talking to, prophets. First of all, then the younger ones will also talk to us in the same way, and there is a healthy student. If the opinion suits us, we follow it. If it doesn't suit us, we don't follow it. But we do not argue, we do not try to prove. You can treat laws neutrally, like, okay, I know I'm not breaking them. Or you can follow them, and the system will give you more. For example, It might not be very important to you. You'll still decide how you'll do it. But you approach Sasha, your mom, and say, Mom, I need your opinion. What do you think? What do you think about this? In other words, you show respect by being interested in her opinion and perspective. A man's task is to solve women's problems. This is prescribed in the ancestral system. And by the way, many women cannot get pregnant. They want to. A couple cannot conceive if this law is violated at the ancestral level. In other words, they kind of think that when it comes to family, they are equals, or the woman is above. It is incorrect up to 27. Where the man is below, the woman is above, or they are equals.
And after the lecture, we had a little surprise. It was something amazing. It was a pass of nails. And from the first time when I was passing, I didn't feel anything. Very strong and independent person, and my feelings was just blocked. I know how to block my feelings. I'm adult, right? I already know that I can do it, and I know that I do have to feel something. So I went second time. Imagine that. And second time, yes, it's kicked me, and I did feel it. Like I feel the energy like going and passing, and it's like going up. So this is what you need to face it, and what is has to be actually. The next day, we already had a very strong practice. It was the family constellations, and we do have 2 days of family constellations. So the first day it's a mother side, and the second day it's a father side. So this is 2 wings, very important to you, right? So your father usually it's on the right side, and your mother usually it's on the left side. So it's like a wing. So you have 2 wings to fly. That's why I am here. And before that, actually, we had a really strong practice where we faced all our ancestors to 7 generations in the past. It was something unbelievable. So our coach was guiding us in the meditation, and this was a very powerful one. And then in the physics, we had to do a task to pull information out from under consciousness. It was insanely interesting because many things what I saw for the first time, actually after 2 days, my family confirmed that. It was just like a wow effect. It was a diagnostic of my birth system to see clearly what task and what problems. Your system knows all information about your essential, about every generation. Like if you just switch off the logic, you switch off the brains, you just really know everything, they will show you everything what was going on. And even the colors after you put, after like analyze every color, it also gives you a lot of information about the sicknesses, about the weak part, the strong part of this people. So it was actually impressive. What are constellations? We recognize the trauma, we enter it, and this trauma is healed, and accordingly new energy dissolves in the block. When I'm choosing as a deputy and a goal being in the field of a person should just give out what I feel or think, because there are not my emotions and feelings. And it's very interesting because even when they choose us to be a substitute, when it's not our situation, but this is also a situation what we have in our field. So we need to go through a lesson to feel exactly with the figures that we were assigned. Always was the true problems which one I was facing all my life. You cannot trust people and you cannot rely on them. They are not reliable. And the second one felt guilty towards absolutely strangers and did whatever they wanted to them. It's insane, but that's life. All your childhood trauma as an incarnation that you are carrying in yourself and think that whatever it was and nothing to remember. You don't have to remember about that, right? Because it's not yours. And they're actually creating blocks, destructive programs that limits diseases and beliefs. And because of this garbage, you cannot build harmony in the areas you want, like relationship, activities, money, health, or any other. If someone in your life is bothering you, your relatives, you don't care. Even if you leave them, you subconsciously look for replacement for them. There is another person begins to play one or another role as soon as you put this person in this place yourself. I hope it's clear.